Hello, my name is Stephan Wagner. I'm professor of supply chain management at ETH Zurich, and I'm going to talk to you today about a project that we conducted for CAPS Research. The project is entitled Managing Startup Suppliers. On the project team were Stephan Kurpjuweit from ETH Zurich and Choi from Arizona State University and CAPS Research. We were interested in startup suppliers because innovation is very important. Innovation increasingly needs to be obtained from the supply market. Startups are very innovative companies and as a consequence suppliers, and they can help jumpstart buying firms' innovation efforts. Startups are different from established companies as suppliers in many ways. They differ in terms of the resources, the relationship with the buyers, the decision-making, their organization, and their legitimacy. Because of these differences, purchasing processes and relationship management needs to be adjusted. We had two main research questions. First, how can firms identify and evaluate innovative startups as suppliers? And second, how should firms manage suppliers during the early relationship phase? In order to answer these research questions, we followed a case study approach and collected data from 21 established buying firms and 9 startup companies as suppliers. A key fact and finding that emerged from the data is that companies can organize the work with startup suppliers in 3 ways. First, they can just use their existing structures, and startup suppliers are attached to the buying organization in an ad hoc and more random way. Second, companies can have a corporate designee, which is an established or existing department or a manager within the firm to kind of channel the work with the new venture firms and the startup suppliers. The third, which is more a best practice type of organization, is to have a new intermediary organization. This startup department is responsible for identifying and channeling all relationships with startup companies as suppliers into the organization. And this startup department also is responsible for managing the entire process of supplier management within the organization. The process needs to be adjusted to startup suppliers in many ways, from the identification, the evaluation, the collaboration, and the actual sourcing from the startup supplier. Let me just give you one example. It is very important to have an early pilot project conducted with the startup company and then a decision on both sides whether to move forward after the pilot was assessed. The 3 main takeaways from the projects are that buying firms cannot just and should not use their existing structures for managing startup suppliers. Second, buying firms must adjust the traditional supplier management process in order to facilitate the collaboration and work with the startups as suppliers. And third, selected supply managers need new and additional capabilities to work within the startup space and be able to manage these special types of buyer-supplier relationships. I would like to thank CAPS Research for their support throughout the project and hope that this project will find interest in the academic and practitioner community. Thank you very much.